And oh my God, no. By the way, we can see this. This is the female economy in real time. Who are these ads towards? Who's buying dogs and dying alone? Women. All right, so to, get us started about the state of America and freedom of speech in this country, we are going to start with this very fun video we put together here.
It's expensive to run this. I mean, I really hate to even have this conversation with y'all, but we have a staff of like 20 people.
Being transparent.
Being 100% transparent with y'all.
We make it look easy, guys, but like we have people that work for us that legit have a need and depend on us.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for this current platform right now, they wouldn't eat.
How many people have you seen try to do what we do with bringing girls on and absolutely fail and quit? We've been doing it consistently for 3 years. Guys, and that eats up so much money, so much time, so much resources. But we said, you know what? We're going to continue to invest in it because you guys want the content. We're not going to quit. We're going to keep giving you guys what you guys wanted from the beginning. There is a matrix, man. And it's okay. I'm never going to say, well, I'm doing this, blah, 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 and I hate doing this. I left a job that I truly loved to do this, right? Because I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
You want to know what they're trying to do. They want us dead. And I hate to make it all about myself, but I have been defamed, okay? My life has been destroyed. My life has been ruined, Alex, by people who have defamed me online. I am 25 years old, and it will probably be like this for the rest of my life. But what are they doing? I want to know what people are actually going to do. My life is ruined. Does anybody understand how ruined my life is?
Tonight, a deafening silence from the president's Twitter account in his waning days as commander-in-chief. Twitter, run by CEO Jack Dorsey, saying after close review of the president's recent tweets, it banned him due to the risk of further incitement of violence.
Gay wonk doesn't have a sense of humor, doesn't understand this. Even though he's supposedly a wonk, his brain is having a real hard time wrapping his head around basic concepts. And so the little crap storm he threw actually caused YouTube to reconsider. And YouTube demonetized Crowder's account. And still that wasn't enough for Gay Wonk. So what? Gay Wonk bitched. Basically, all political content gets demonetized. Crowder's revenue stream isn't from YouTube ads. It's from selling merch, and socialism is for shirt. Actually, Gay Wonk, it's socialism is for figs. Selling those shirts to millions of loyal customers that YouTube continues to drive to his channel for free.
All right, so let's have a conversation about freedom of speech. Now, I am going to make the case today that I do not believe that freedom of speech exists in this country. I don't believe it does. And the reason I don't believe it does is because I have lived this. I've lived this. So apparently, YouTube has told content creators that we were censored during the Biden administration. And now, obviously, we know this. And I was thinking about freedom of speech, and I was thinking about everyone saying now we're in the golden age of YouTube. Right-wing creators are back. YouTube is issuing apologies, and we'll get into that later. And now we are just going to be so free to speak. So I wanted to first think about what is free speech and what constitutional rights do I have as an American citizen? In the United States, free speech is a constitutionally protected right that allows individuals to express their opinions and ideas without government interference. This right extends to various forms of expression beyond just speaking, including writing, printing, broadcasting, and symbolic acts. However, freedom of speech is not absolute. It does not protect speech that incites imminent lawless actions, constitutes fighting words, or falls under other narrowly defined categories like obscenity. It's crucial to remember that the First Amendment protects against government censorship, not restrictions by private entities like companies or employers. What is protected? Government restraint. The core of the right is protection from government action, ensuring the government cannot punish or suppress speech. Broad forms of expression. Speech encompasses more than just words. It includes symbolic acts, protests, writing, and online communication. Unpopular or offensive views. Most speech, even if controversial, hateful, or offensive, is protected. Really. We're going to get into that, really. The freedom of speech also includes the right to hear, read, and receive information from others. Limitations. Incitement to violence. Speech is protected if it's likely to incite imminent lawless action and is directed to causing that immediate harm. Fighting words. Words that are likely to provoke a violent reaction and are directed at another person cannot be restricted. Obscenity. There's no right to make or distribute obscene materials. You know what's so crazy? You can't distribute obscene materials, but women can be naked damn near in public. It's like school-related speech. Schools can limit student speech, such as preventing students from publishing articles in a school newspaper or advocating illegal drug use in a school-sponsored event. Who is bound by the First Amendment? Government action. The First Amendment primarily binds government entities, including the federal, state, and local government. Private entities. They are free to set their own rules for speech on their platforms and in their workplaces. So apparently, actually I'm going to put on this one on this stream. Apparently YouTube is changing its tide. Now YouTube, I will first say, haha, if you're watching, thanks for letting me back on, but I do have to say this. I don't really believe you guys. I don't really believe you guys are gonna do what you say you're gonna do, but I hope you do. All right, so Google to reinstate YouTube accounts censored for political speech.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, John of Devil Dog will hand out 60
of course,
his
we have
treats to 60 good.
You see this? And by the, oh my God, no. By the way, we can see this. This is the female economy in real time. Who are these ads towards? Who's buying dogs and dying alone? Women. Women are the ones with dogs. Because men plan on like taking care of things when they buy it.
Yeah. Good boy. To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, Scott from Stringjoy will pack 60 guitar strings in 60 seconds.
Stringjoy. I mean, Amazon for women. Okay, now we're back.
Joining us now, chairman of the very important House Judiciary Committee, Jim Jordan, is with us. I don't know what the hell your colleagues are talking about.
No kidding.
Is it possible what's happening in Great Britain can happen here?
Well, yeah, the example you gave about the comedian who was arrested, remember, Sean, this was an Irish citizen who was in America, in the United States, in Arizona when he issued the tweet, and then he flies to the UK, and when he lands, he gets arrested. It's just a matter of time before that happens to an American. Understand what we've done, Sean. Last Congress, we investigated what the Biden administration did. You know, the Biden administration on the third day, they send an email from the White House to Twitter saying, take down this tweet ASAP. And it was a tweet from RFK Jr., who happened to be the guy who was going to run against him in the Democrat primary before RFK Jr. said, I'm in the party that defends the First Amendment. I'm going to support President Trump. So the real threat was the Biden administration. So we investigate all that. We find out the Biden administration is pressuring big tech to censor Americans. Now it's going to Europe. And what they've done, Sean, remember the Disinformation Governance Board that the Biden administration set up? Europe has now codified, made law, the Disinformation Governance Board. And you got a bunch of bureaucrats now with the force of law behind them going after Europeans. And I think it's just a matter of time before it impacts Americans, just like this Irish citizen who was arrested when he landed for some joking tweet that he put out a few days back. That's how bad it's gotten.
I think the best example is the one you brought up, and that is when the FBI verified the authenticity of Hunter Biden's laptop in March of 2020, they systematically went around and met with social media companies, pre-bunking it week after week after week. They were meeting weekly, and they said, you may be a victim of Russian disinformation. It may be about Hunter, it may be about Joe Biden. Sure enough, they knew Bob Costello, Rudy Giuliani's then attorney, had a copy. They knew the story would leak. The New York Post drops it. These very same companies, Mark Zuckerberg, who you know, and Jack Dorsey, then of Twitter, they call up. Is this the disinformation we're talking about? They wouldn't confirm the truth that they knew, because they spent all the time pre-bunking it. That, to me, is abuse of power. That's cinder blocks on an election, and yeah, chilling free speech.
And the New York Post got censored. They got locked out of their account. That's what happens when you let RFK Jr., when he testified, said it best. When you look at history, it's never the good guys who are for censorship. It's always the bad guys. Thank goodness President Trump won and we've stopped it. But we got to make sure this doesn't continue in Europe. I mean, the hallmark, we had a wonderful witness last Congress as well, Rupa Subramanya, a journalist from Canada, and she said the hallmark of Western culture is free expression. If you lose that, if you can't debate, it is scary. And where they want to take again, they have codified the Disinformation Governance Board. Bureaucrats telling you what you can say, what you can post, what you can tweet, what you can read. That is wrong. And you felt it firsthand, the censorship of some things you did, online and everything else. So this is how dangerous it is. It's why we're focused on.
I left London at a good time. Okay. Google detailed its remarkable shift in a document. Oh joy. Oh joy. First obtained by Fox News Digital, that a lawyer for the company provided to the House Judiciary Committee. The new policy from Google, also known by its parent company Alphabet, could affect both average users and well-known figures like the FBI Director Don Bongino, White House Counterterrorism Chief Sebastian Gorka, and War Room podcast host Steve Bannon, all of whom were permanently banned in recent years for COVID-19 or election-related content. Reflecting on the company's commitment to free expression, YouTube will provide an opportunity for all creators to rejoin the platform if the company terminated their channels for repeated violations of COVID-19 and election integrity policies that are no longer in effect. Bongino ended his conservative radio show, which live streamed on Rumble, when he joined the administration this year. He attributed his popularity on the platform to permanently losing his YouTube channel in 2022. YouTube permanently banned Bongino, who had one of the most followed accounts on the platform, for spreading what he said was COVID-19 misinformations about masks. The document from Google also noted that YouTube values conservative voices on its platform and acknowledged that creators have extensive reach and play an important role in civic discourse. The document included a section about the Biden administration and said the White House officials at the time pushed Google behind the scenes to remove perceived misinformation related to COVID-19. The lawyer for Google also noted that the big tech platform censored content independently of the Biden administration based on its internal policies, but that the company has rolled back on those policies. Senior Biden administration officials, including White House officials, conducted repeated and sustained outreach to Alphabet and pressed the company regarding certain user-generated content related to COVID-19 that did not violate its policies. The administration created a political atmosphere that sought to influence the actions of platforms based on their concerns regarding misinformation. Reached for comment, a Google spokeswoman told Fox News Digital it did not have anything more to add besides what was in the document. And Google's revelations came in response to a years-long Republican-led investigation by the committee into big tech companies, including Google, that censored and suppressed content on their platform related to COVID-19, the 2020 election, and Hunter Biden. YouTube's posture follows Meta simply shifting last year towards denouncing the Biden administration's pressure tactics, which were well documented in emails provided to the committee. Meta revealed at the time that it was a third-party fact checkers, a move then Joe Biden called really shameful. YouTube had not used outside fact checkers and vowed it will not empower fact checkers to take action or label content on the platform. Parallel to congressional investigators was a lawsuit brought by 2 Republican attorneys general over social media censorship. Discovery in the case largely mirrored what the committee uncovered. The Supreme Court ultimately did not decide on the merits of the case, and instead found that the plaintiffs lacked standing to bring it, but the lower courts had largely sided with the plaintiffs, including a judge who found the federal government seemed to have assumed a role similar to a ministry of truth. The High Court's decision disappointed Republicans who hoped for a landmark ruling in social media companies' censorship practices violating the First Amendment. The case also explored a jawboning, which involves the government pressuring private companies to censor their speech. The team jawboning has resurfaced in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death after an ABC late night host Jimmy Kimmel suggested on his show that the suspect Tyler Robinson was a member of the MAGA group. Authorities have said Robinson felt Kirk spread hate and that he engraved his bullet casings with gamer-inspired anti-fascist messaging. Kimmel also repeatedly expressed sympathies for Kirk's family and condemned the shooting. Still, ABC and its owners suspended Kimmel's show. ABC lifted the suspension beginning Tuesday, but one of the affiliate owners said it will continue to replace Kimmel with other programming. Concerns. Do you know what's so crazy? You know what? I had liberal friends say this to me, talking about Kimmel. And I'm like, boo freaking who? He got kicked off for a week? Oh. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. It's like, oh no, they got mad at you and you don't know what I bet. And by the way, what happened to me was nothing compared to the other guy. The other guys have had it so much worse, and I'm still going to complain about it. I am still going to complain about it because it's such bullshit. Okay. All right. In addition to censorship concessions, Google also criticized the European Union's Digital Service Acts and Digital Markets Act and told the Judiciary Committee it will remain vigilant in the face of legal obligations from other countries. The EU laws have drawn bipartisan scrutiny in Congress over concerns the foreign laws will force big tech companies to follow more extensive regulations and to ramp up content moderation in a way that could affect American users.